Hello and welcome to my proposal for the cheetah exhibit design at the Denver Zoo. My name is Madeline and welcome. So starting off with the mission of the Denver Zoo, we want to really put in focus the conservation efforts and the education efforts that go into the mission of the Denver Zoo. We really want visitors of the Denver Zoo to really learn from the animals that are kept and call the Denver Zoo their home. We want them to be able to take away the information there in order to learn how to be a part of the conservation effort and how to, as the Denver Zoo puts it, secure a better world for animals through human understanding. The Denver Zoo also likes to put a lot of focus on inspiring human communities to save wildlife in order to preserve them for future generations to come, and we find that really important when it comes to exhibit design. So the cheetah here is our selected species for this exhibit design proposal, and the cheetah is actually native to several parts of Africa, including northern, eastern, and southern Africa, and its habitat primarily consists of grasslands, which are typically referred to as a savanna. And now the savanna is, again, primarily made of grasses, different species, and so then you also have some sparsely dispersed trees and then a little bit of variance in the elevation as well. And we do want to replicate this in the exhibit as well, just to give it a more natural look. So the exhibit design type, we want this to follow in accordance with the mission of the Denver Zoo, which is based primarily on conservation and education. So we want the type of the exhibit to be based in three particular attributes, those being naturalism, cultural resonance, and immersion. So for naturalism, we want this exhibit to look pretty similar to the one that's pictured in this image here. So there's lots of vegetation being primarily grass. There's a couple of trees, which we mentioned earlier are sparse in their natural environment, and then there's a little bit of variation in the elevation as well. For cultural resonance, we want that to be primarily in the walkways for people and any buildings as well. So visitors who are going through to each exhibit within this African savanna type of area, we want this to be pretty focused in African cultures, especially those where cheetahs are more closely inhibiting, as the cheetah habitat is going to be located primarily based on zoo geographic display organization. So you're going to find other African animals and other savanna inhabiting animals within this area. So generally that would include lions or giraffes or rhinoceros or zebras, ostrich, you name it. But it's also going to be based on taxonomic order, so you're not going to find the cheetahs in with the zebras. You're going to find carnivores, and the other hoofstock with them. So that is primarily going to be based on the theme of the Denver Zoo. A lot of their other habitats are also based in this order as well. You have that same structure with other animals such as Arctic animals, so we want to keep it relatively the same throughout, even with new exhibits. But we want that to be natural. We want it to be as close to wild as possible, and also culturally significant as well, as it does allow people to learn not only about the animal itself, but also where it's coming from and the people that live with that animal. We also want it to be immersive for people and animals, so again, having it be natural is going to allow that animal to be as natural as possible. It's going to allow the animal to invest in natural vegetation. It's also going to allow it to dive into that vegetation as well. So like for cheetahs, for example, you're going to want some sort of hiding spaces for them that'll be natural, of course. So a lot of tall grasses, overhangs as well. So that would be important for them to immerse themselves into that habitat and feel like it's home. It's also going to be immersive for people. As you're walking through and going up to this exhibit, we want it to look as if you're stumbling upon the animal in its wild habitat. We don't want to feel like we're at a zoo or feel like we're at any sort of facility that just houses these animals. We want to feel like these people are walking up on this animal in the wild in order to really understand the importance of ecosystems, understand the importance of that animal and biodiversity, and just conservation as a whole. So here are my references in which this presentation was based upon. Thank you for listening.